Hello and welcome to the Heather Powell Show. I'm David Holt, and this is the beautiful, the lovely Heather Powell.
Oh, wow.
How's
On
that?
a rainy day even. So it's okay. That's pretty good.
And she's chewing gum. I can't believe you
I
have
am. Well, I ran in here about on two wheels, so please forgive.
She did, and I am so excited about what I'm about to share with her because Heather did run in, and so you don't know what Coach Coker and I have decided this morning when we did his show before.
I do not. We're going to have to flip-flop that. If you're going to start deciding things, I believe I need to be in the morning.
Well, just so you know, last year I got Heather to promise me that she would wear a Pat Summitt suit at a ball game. Of course, she did not do that. So, Coach Coker and I have decided that the Asbury game is the Heather Powell in the Pat Summitt suit. And so we've started a GoFundMe page.
Oh, nice.
Since I can't get the credit card from you or Luke to go purchase that.
I told you who has that.
And so Coach Coker has started the new campaign, and we've decided on the Asbury game, the last home game, senior night.
Yes.
How appropriate for you to be in the legendary Pat Summitt style suit.
I think that would be probably okay. I used to, you heard the stutter. I used to always, dress nicely for that game.
Not that you don't dress nicely.
Well, no, I have my khakis and my, coaching shirt.
Yeah,
and
you're all uniformed,
That's my uniform.
I got you.
That kind of thing. But I used to do that on senior night. Last year we did not because we had that ended up being, I think, maybe our Nora Rose.
That's right.
Night.
That's
so
exactly right.
That was originally kind of the plan that I had. It fell through for a greater cause. So, I didn't do it. And then, we didn't get the credit card. So, I did look. I did go and look. Apparently, they're not as popular as they were in the early 90s. I'm not sure.
But it's always fun to pick on Heather, and I had mentioned that with Coach Coker, and we decided we'd start and we did talk about working with you, and he had very good complimentary things to say about you.
Wow, he's very kind. His players, I don't know if they would agree. He is intense. But he is a really good guy. Has helped out. He does a lot for us too, and he's great to work with. And also was one of the coaches that signed on for the FCA, and he's been a great asset for Plainview, I think, and I really do enjoy working with him. All kidding aside.
Just make sure as we continue, we're good on sound with our camera guy with the mic where she has it. We're good. Okay, we're just gonna make sure. I don't want the editing guy to fuss at me because I need you to speak up over there.
Okay.
Because we don't want you to pretend like you're in the game.
If I get the court voice, it's gonna be
scary.
Yes, he's got to turn that thing down.
Now we know what your husband deals with on
Which voice do you want?
Yeah, which voice? Since we recorded the last time, we've had a couple of basketball games. We had, of course, we recorded last week, and we had played Pisgah on last Friday evening. I don't recall the date, January 5th.
Yes, well,
I read the top of the stats.
That's it, right? Well, that was our first game back after the Christmas break.
Yes.
We had the Sand Mountain Tournament where we played them again. And we've talked about that numerous times, how we...
Well, while we're on Sand Mountain Tournament, you want to talk about the girls that were recognized.
Yes, we do want to give a congratulations out to Olivia Graham, Kat Thompson, and Toby Trotter. They were our All Sand Mountain team participants from our team. So, I think I failed to mention that last time. So.
Well, I think I forgot to ask, and now that you mention it, I don't think I let Robbie talk about that either. So I'll need to make sure we mention those in his show.
And we always, those girls will be the first to tell you that we say, it's a team effort. Every single time we go out, it takes all of us, and we're constantly preaching that and putting it out there that it takes everybody in that circle, and that's how we're strong. If we're going to win, we're going to be, a championship team, somebody that's there in the end, you hope Birmingham, but definitely in the finals of every tournament you're playing in and all those things, then, you've got to play like that. You've got to play all the way around. And, Olivia knows that she doesn't get the points or the rebounds or whatever if everybody else is not doing their job. Toby, same thing. She's a great defensive stopper. She stepped up in the tournament and had some pretty good offense for us too. And we've got to have that, And the other girls know, she comes in as a backup point guard to Olivia. Sometimes runs it when Olivia's in as well. So she's had a lot of different roles this year. Had to step up some, and then even more so now since since Kat is out and hurt. we do want to wish her also a lot of good prayers and a speedy recovery as she tries to deal with that. They're having to do a little physical therapy now, but looking for surgery pretty quickly. So, just everybody keep her in your prayers and thoughts, and we want to encourage her because she's a huge part of this team. Even now, on the bench, she's coaching with us a little bit now, and she's helping those
Probably
players as
just
they come
gives her a
out.
little different perspective sitting
True.
there and watching what needs to be done and trying to
Right.
encourage her teammates. And by and large, we should say Kat is sorely missed. However, the younger girls and other people are having to step up and play
Yes.
in more leadership type roles, and I
Yes.
was impressed with them. I mean, we knew we were going to miss Kat a great deal in the Pisgah game, but you guys held in there and kept playing. And
I think so. We were really happy, especially with the second half effort there. And then Saturday, I thought that we took that into the next day. And sometimes that's pretty hard. You've got a really, grueling game the night before, and it's a late game. We didn't have the 24-hour wait until the next one because the Saturday was an earlier game. So, we were really proud of them. I thought the first half we got out there and we were kind of still figuring out. It was our first game back without her, and we were figuring out kind of what we could do, what we would do without her, and just getting kind of the lineup and substitutions, things like that, kind of settled in, like who's going to play well with each other, who's going to step up and do some of those things that Kat does. So again, we look at them and say, what does a team do? What do we do? We go in at the half. We're about 17 down. They come out, hit a three, and we go about 20 there in 2021, whatever it was. And at the half, it was a challenge. We said, we're challenging you. Are you a team? Are you those champions? Are you going to dig down deep and find? We've been in those games where we were behind close to the end, or we were maintaining and having to hit foul shots down the stretch, or those kind of things. And we say, you've had adversity, you have faced this, and we have come out and come through that. How are you going to respond now? And it was a challenge to them, and we felt like they met it. Coming back out, it ended up being a 10-point game. We had to foul at the end. We got it down, 5 or 6 there, maybe 4 at a time or two, and we just thought they did a great job. Same thing on Saturday. We had some of those guys stepping up. We've got kids coming in to rebound. Peyton Blevins is one that has stepped up in the points. She's done a good job. She stepped into that starting role for us in Kat's spot right now. And, I think coming off the bench, we've had some younger kids too that we've pulled up. We've had some girls that said, hey, I know this is what we need. So that had played well at the beginning of the year. I feel like some of our starters have stepped up also. I think Catherine Jenkins has had a very good couple games. Morgan has come off the bench and helped us. She played well early on. We had a little bit of a lag there where we were kind of, we foul trouble, or we had a game or two here or there. We were playing in different positions and just kind of, seeing kind of what we needed to do, especially at the Asbury tournament. And, I think coming out of that, those girls were fired up. They knew that they needed to step up, and they've done a good job. Defensive stoppers, just different people coming in and being feisty for us. So,
well, that's one thing that I don't think we were able to do the show about the Asbury tournament and play.
Right.
There was conflicts with your schedule and mine and trying to get all
Right.
that to work out. So talk a little bit about some of those games that you guys played at Asbury. During that particular tournament, we were having the First State Bank shootout, and
Right.
I'm the clock guy there. So I was in Rainsville working the clock, and you guys were playing down at
right,
Asbury.
yeah.
So who were some of the teams you faced, and how? I know you guys won that tournament, right?
We did. We ended up taking home the first place trophy, so that was good. It's only the second time ever, so that was a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And being able to finish out that last game. Kat got hurt early in that game, and then for those girls to step up and have to see her on the sideline with
in pain.
in
I'm
pain.
sure.
She was in pain. She was obviously discouraged because she had gotten hurt, iced up over there with the trainer with her, and for those guys to just mentally in a second have to say, okay, well, we've got to step it up now, and we'll figure out the rest later.
No preparation. It's
Yeah,
right then.
it's just here it is. And I thought they did a good job. We started the tournament with Brindley Mountain, a little bit familiar for us because we had the region cross last year,
Yeah.
the sub-region cross, and we had them. Coach does a good job down there. He's only been there a couple years, I think. Is turning that program back around where they want it to be. It has been good in the past, and so we got a good win that day. All of our kids contributed. I thought, we got some good minutes for that game. We won. Went on to a pretty good Douglas team. We seem like we get them a lot over there. We're usually in the side of the bracket with them. They like to come there. It's pretty close for them too. So Susan does a great job there. They've got some things that we don't see all the time. They had a big girl that was their dominant player. We need to face that because down the road, we're gonna have that challenge. We have it first round of the county tournament. Crossville's got a big girl. That helps us out to see different personnel like that. Got a good win that day. I thought we had some kids that stepped up that day. Again, that was one of the times that we felt like Peyton had stepped up and started scoring some more for us. Had done a really good job. I feel like defensively she did a great job in the 7-out tournament. I think that carried over to that tournament and hopefully on over through the rest of the season.
Right.
So we ended up getting a good win that day. Ended up meeting Asbury in the finals on their home court.
Which is never easy.
It's not. It's never easy. They love their basketball over there. Coach Jones is there. He was at DAR, a storied career there, many Final Four finishes and region titles, things like that. He has that program going in a great direction for them. Respect him as a coach very much. I will say this too. We did have the injury during his, the game with them, and he has been very kind. He was kind that night, checking on our player, and has texted me several times since, really just checking on, our team, wishing us good luck, and saying, please tell the player that we're praying for her too. And he's a class act. He's just a class act. He does a great job. Coach Pelham's the guys coach. He does too, running that tournament and everything. So, we like to thank them for having us over there. It was a good tournament for us. We did end up winning the tournament. So we got girls get the picture made and all that kind of stuff. It's one of those.
I saw that on social media. So
we always have to post that. We usually have some moms over there helping out with the pictures, grandmothers occasionally, that kind of thing. So my kids got to be in another one of those pictures. They're excited. Their big sisters did something great, and they get to be in there and get all those hugs and that kind of thing. It was a good moment for us. Obviously, we were concerned about Kat. Didn't know the extent of what was going on at the time. Just knew that it didn't look very good. The trainer over there thought immediately it was an ACL. So I think we had that good moment, and then we turn right back around and say, okay, we've got what are we going to do about this? And then knowing coming back out that we probably weren't going to have her for a few weeks either way, and having to get back together and get stronger and build stronger as a team.
Yeah. Well, you've certainly done that. Those girls worked really hard. The game against Pisgah was a 10-point deficit when we played them this past Friday. But as you said, I was very proud of the girls, as younger ones, stepping up. You've got some girls that the basketball for Plainview girls looks great in the future. Some of these younger girls who I've watched in junior high games, they just seem to get better and better. And some of those are stepping up to varsity already.
Oh, sure.
And
we do.
They're just really...
with Peyton, a ninth grader. So, not long ago that she was in elementary school. And then with Harley Wilkins coming in too as an eighth grader, she stepped in and hit some big shots for us, and we know she can. Just getting that confidence. But you're right. They were playing Pee Wee junior high, and here they are, out there on that court, ready to go.
Welcome to the big stage. Yeah, welcome to that.
Welcome.
So we're very excited for the girls' basketball. Of course, keep Kat Thompson in your thoughts and prayers. But not only after facing Pisgah, you guys had to turn around and go over to Cherokee County.
We did.
And you guys were successful there as well. So you'll talk a little bit about that game. That was an afternoon game, right?
It was.
I was messed up on the time. I was planning to come over and, social media, someone did a live feed. And I'm like, what? The girls' game's already over?
Yeah. Is this a previous game? Is this last year?
I just couldn't get my ducks in a row. Sometimes that happens.
To the best of them and the worst. But it was like I said, less than a 24-hour turnaround. We had kids that played substantial minutes, in that Pisgah game, and we really every kid that we had to go in and contribute. We called on everybody to do different things, and just the emotional aspect of it, because that is somebody that we face time and time again. Somebody that we are in a great competitive spirit with. And so just having that game and it being late that night, having to turn around, get up, do the shoot around, get on the bus, head over to Cherokee County. Coach Cofield has taught and coached there before, so it was super special to him. So he knows those kids, and he was trying to fire the girls up a little extra. And I think it did. I think for him to be super fired up, the girls wanted to go in and say, "All right, Coach, we're here. We're playing here for you too." And so the girls love him, and Coach Coots, Coach D-Lo is what we call her, because I can't get used to Coach Ridgway, and for Coach T. But we were very proud that they came in. Focus back in. Next game, we've talked about it before. You've got a few hours. You talk about it. Here we go. Next opponent, and not like having that week or having even a 2 or 3 day turnaround. A lot of times it's just that next day. So very proud of how they came in, responded to what we talked about in the shoot around, what we wanted to do. Came down to a little bit of foul shooting as we ended the fourth there into the game, and we thought our kids did a great job stepping up and sticking those foul shots.
Am I looking at the stats right to see that one of your players had 41 points?
She did. She had 41 points, only 8 rebounds that night. But, and she's one that we look to, and we talked about last night after the game. We didn't, after the Sylvania game last night, we didn't perform as well as we wanted to. But we talked about, how we need to play as a team, and individually how we help the team to play as we need to play. And we say, if you are a scorer and a rebounder, if you don't do your job, then that's selfish.
Yeah.
So I know you look at 41 points and you say, well, does she just? No, she didn't shoot the ball all night. I mean, she had a great night. She stepped up for us big time.
And that was Olivia Graham.
That's Olivia
we didn't
Graham.
mention her name.
I'm sorry.
But,
yes, Olivia Graham, and it's one of those where you go, that's just one of her roles. She has to get some rebounds. She has to handle the ball. She has to score for us. We've got other kids that need to do the same thing. It was, I think, a career high for her. Someone has mentioned maybe a school girls record. I'm not sure. We'll have to check that out with Mr. Ayers.
He will know.
He will know. He knows all things, not just basketball, but all things. I think he's my go-to. So, we'll check out with him. But we know for sure that was a career high for her. So that's just a great moment. Also, some things coming up that are career standards. We're reaching for that 2,000 points for her, and we've had some boys that have done some things like that. Kat Thompson, we can go ahead and say that she's just a few points shy of 1,000.
Wow.
And she would have, likely gotten that if not hurt. I think maybe even within around 20 or so of that. So we do want to mention that for sure. Super proud of her and what she's done since she's come to us. Olivia, looking for her to do a whole lot more. She wants to end this the way that every senior wants to end it, the way that all of our seniors want to. And again, I think, now's the moment when they're realizing this is our go. This is our, it's almost, mid-January, and here we go coming into the county tournament. And, guys, if we want to do this, then we have to decide that we have to step up and do it. And we've had our seniors playing really well. Stepping back up, I think, like I said, Catherine Jenkins, Sadie, I'm going to mention some and forget to mention others, but they've done a great job coming in and really, knowing what we need for them to do. I thought, and stepped up during that Cherokee County game big time. We were very proud of the team for closing that out on Saturday.
So you played Saturday, and then you had 2 days. Now, do you coach? Do you practice them on Saturday and Monday, or do you give them a little bit of time off?
Well, we try to give them off on Sunday, if at all possible. If we have a Monday game, then usually we'll come in, an hour and a half, something like that. We know, that's going to be a family day for them. That's going to be a day that, we want to reserve for them to worship the Lord and, to have that on their mind and not have basketball,
Gotcha.
and make sure that we get our priorities where they need to be. But we do try, we play this Monday in the county tournament, and it's one of the things where we say, all right, we're going to have to come in for a little bit of time in between there, eat with your family, go to church, eat with your family, get ready to go back. But in between, let's sweat a little bit, and get ready.
Get the blood flowing, right?
Tell your youth pastor that you're going to be a little stinky tonight, but you will still praise the Lord and it'll be okay. And, it's one of those. So we try not to, but, occasionally we do have to. And they need some time because, we feel like our girls play really hard. We want their bodies to mend. We want them to be able to rehydrate, get their legs back under them and be ready to go the next time.
So we go to Sylvania and play them, able to beat Sylvania by 16. Am I doing my math
You are correct.
correctly in
You're
my head
correct.
there? 60 to 44. So tell me about that game last night as you played the Rams in area play.
Well, this is the second go around for the just regular season area. We had Pisgah, last week we talked about. So we're going in to face North Sand Mountain end of the week, and we knew Sylvania was one that we had to win. We needed to do that for area standings and those type things. Coach Curry again does a great job. They've got a good group up there, a good solid group of the older kids, but they are the younger kids are a great addition to that varsity team. Some of those did not play during that game last night. They played with the JV, so I think he's shifting them around, kind of seeing what he needs to do as far as his team goes. As far as us, that was when we talked about we have to go in and do what we want to do. Again, who are we? We're still playing without, third game back without a starter and a major contributor on the court. She's going to contribute on the sidelines, and like we said, big part of the team still. So we needed to go out, be strong, and really take another step in developing who we are. We came out, I thought, a little bit flat. It's one of those, a little bit of yelling going on, one of those things.
Encouragement
from the sideline.
There you go.
Louder encouragement at the halftime. And, we came back out and did a little bit better, I think, the second half. We got up in the second half by about 25 or so at one point. We were substituting. We got in foul trouble, again, that first half. We had about three or four of the starters that had 2 fouls. So we're running people in at different spots, things maybe they're not as used to doing. And it's good practice for us. It's a good situational kind of a thing for those players to be in. But it's a different kind of a thing.
Yep.
So you have to adjust on the court. We did end up getting the win. That's always good. Going to Sylvania, it's a difficult place to play. We had, the Sylvania fans right behind us, just almost feeling the breath on the back of our neck a little bit. It's a pretty tight environment over there, and it's a great facility.
It's a great rivalry.
It's a great rivalry, no doubt. And it's football, volleyball, basketball, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
We're just all ready to go.
Card games, chess.
If we lined up to play checkers, I'm pretty sure somebody might throw one during the match. So anyway, it was a good game. We got a good area win, and then looking forward to going up to North Sand Mountain and trying to finish out that area sweep.
Well, we had, again, Olivia was a high point scorer. Peyton was in double points, double digits. So we appreciate the girls and what they're doing.
Definitely. And another noteworthy thing is Olivia had 16 rebounds last night as well. So that was, that's what we've got to have her doing. And then, like we talked about a little bit, we're looking for Toby to come on in there and do some of that. She was doing the Sand Mountain tournament for us, a little bit of that scoring. Peyton has stepped up. We had a lot. I think almost every player we had last night got one basket anyway. So everybody was contributing definitely.
So at this point in the season, we are 16-4 at the moment. 2 of those losses have come to Pisgah, and so three. So now we've got to head up to North Sand Mountain and try to finish out the year, and that's going to be on Thursday.
It is.
It's not Friday, it's Thursday.
Right. There was a change just a few minutes ago. Coach Coker came in and said that they wanted to change that due to the possibility of some snow, maybe a little icy conditions that night, especially with it being at North Sand Mountain. I think a little bit more concern up that way for the temperatures and everything.
So if we're able to secure that win on Thursday night, does that put us like second in the area? Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, we do have, we would be at worst in a 2 seed. I think North Sand Mountain and Pisgah have a makeup game still left to play. They did play last night. Pisgah got the win over North Sand Mountain. So that did secure them a spot there. So I think more than likely, if we win, then we are definitely, that 2 seed. They still have to play, but that would put even if Pisgah loses that one, it puts them only with 1 loss, and we have two Pisgah. So I think that does pretty much with the win last night for us and the win for Pisgah, then that kind of secures where we are.
Okay. Well, just didn't know. We're thinking about down the road, but So that's Thursday night, and then this next week, as you mentioned before, we've got the the county tournament, and I think you've got that bracket over there.
I do.
The Cobb County basketball tournament, and this just came out just a few minutes ago.
I got it in an email. I think that they are going to, type that on out and send it probably to papers and to everyone that needs it as soon as possible. Hopefully today, I think is what the email said. So we knew the seedings and we knew who we would be playing, but we didn't know exactly the times and everything that was going on like that. So we will be playing on Monday. I think I mentioned that a second ago. We will face Crossville. Our junior varsity team will not play until Thursday.
Okay.
So they will go Thursday, and then if they win, they'll be in the finals on Saturday. There are only 5 JV teams in the county, so they don't have to extend it out quite as much.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this bracket. I know that Collinsville and Fife girls are both ranked in the state. Isn't that right, in 2A?
Yes.
One of them is, do you know the ranking off top? I looked at
I'm not
that,
sure.
and honestly, I don't. I looked at it yesterday, I believe. I don't recall. But I know there are very strong programs, both
Definitely.
Collinsville and Fife.
Well, I think, and again, look at our area tournament, it's pretty tough. You've
Yeah.
got those people who are ranked consistently in the top 10. You look at this tournament, the county tournament, and then, you have both of those in the opposite bracket from you, and you say, whew.
Thank you, Lord.
At least they're in the opposite one.
I think if I'm looking at Fife's ranked number 2 and Collinsville's ranked number 3,
Yes.
and so in theory, those probably are going to face. They're going to face each other in the semis, and we're probably going to face, if we're fortunate enough to beat Crossville, the winner of Sylvania or Geraldine, and that's coming up on Thursday night, the semifinals, and then the finals will be on Saturday, of course.
Yes, I think with the girls, I think 2 sets of girls will play on Monday, and then 2 will play on Tuesday, and then the winners of those will play Thursday and then Saturday.
So we want you to come out and support Plainview basketball. I believe we've talked about that we only have 2 more regular home games. It's Asbury and
Fife? Do we
Is it-
play Fife?
I don't remember.
We're not very good today. That's all right.
I know Asbury is the last home
Yes,
game.
we do
so-
have them for senior night. I knew that was coming up, so we have to kind of get a hold of that pretty early. We've got a lot of seniors.
Well, we certainly do appreciate you guys tuning in and talking about Plainview girls basketball. It's been a while. We've been 2 weeks, I think, since we had the
Yes.
show. Lots to talk about. We want to thank those girls who were on, and much congratulations to those girls that were in the all-tournament team for the Sand
Yes.
Mountain tournament. And as we go into the DeKalb County tournament starting this next week, we are very hopeful, and we got a really good seed. We're seeded number 1. Going to play on Monday night. So you come Thursday and come Monday and support Plainview girls basketball. And don't forget, be looking for the GoFundMe page for the Pat Summit style suit. I think I'm going to unclaimed baggage.
Not orange, just not orange.
Whatever the color, maybe there'll be polka dots.
Oh, that'd be lovely. No chiffon and no orange. Thank you.
Okay, no chiffon. We appreciate you tuning in, and we appreciate Heather for coming, giving her time during lunch, and appreciate all the folks here at Mountain Valley. So until next time, we appreciate you tuning in.
Building your dream home is one of the great joys in life. At First Southern State Bank, we know construction and mortgage financing, putting today's low rates to work for you. As you and your family move closer to the completion of your new home, we know that your home is where memories are made and families grow stronger year after year. At First Southern State Bank in Rainsville, Scott Kirk stands ready to tailor the right construction loans to meet your needs, along with our staff of experienced loan professionals. Drop by to share your dreams with us today in Rainsville. First Southern State Bank in Rainsville, all the bank you'll ever need.
Hello folks, this is Andy White down here at Bobby Ledbetter's Twin City in Fort Payne, Alabama. I want to invite everybody to come out to our new location. We're at 1411 Glen Boulevard, right where you turn to go on Airport Road. We've got plenty of inventory for you to choose from. I got cars, trucks, vans, sport utility vehicles of any make and model. Come down here and visit us. Let us see what we can do for you. If you got some slow credit, I've got some banks that'll take care of that. We've got great financing, got a great selection of cars. Y'all come down here and see us.
Don't take the first deal that comes along when you can do better at BobbyLedbetter.com and Twin City Used Car Sales, located at 1411 Glen Boulevard in South Fort Payne.
Listen to some of Johnson's satisfied customers.
Everything exceeded our expectations. No one will ever work here other than Johnson. We give them an A+. The crew was awesome.
This is the third company that installed a unit in my house and the first that did it right.
Don't you want to know what type of person is working at your home? All of our employees must pass a background check and are subject to random drug testing. We won't send anyone to your home that we wouldn't trust in ours.
Call Johnson Heating and Cooling today, Alabama's largest and most awarded TVA dealer.